Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So basically, back to school is floating around all over YouTube, everywhere, obviously because it's back to school, but I'm clearly not in school, so I was a little late to the game. But I decided to do a two-part back to school makeup tutorial series because I was talking with a friend, shout out to Macy again. We talk all the time about makeup, and we were talking about these makeup tutorials. I've seen a lot of back to school and I think they're awesome and I want to do half of them just for my everyday makeup looks. But I didn't really do the makeup that I did in high school in college and vice versa. Fun fact, I went to an all-girls private school for high school and then I went to a fashion school for college. So clearly my makeup looks were so different. And I mean, I'll talk about, I guess, college in my college tutorial, but this is going to be the high school edition, private school edition. Let's just say when it's all girls, not that nobody cares about what they look like, but there's nobody to impress. Like, if I came into school and I had my makeup done, these are the questions that were asked. Are you seeing a boy today? Is the boy picking you up from school today? Do you have an after-school job? Were you going to the local all-boys school? Basically, as a boy picking you up. That was the assumption. If you looked nice for school, you were seeing a boy after school. I mean, some days you just want to look nice, and that's why I created this look. Because to be honest, I think in high school I cherished sleeping in because with AP classes and volleyball and talking to boys at night, you know, typical teenage girl things, I didn't get much sleep and I cherished every moment. And I guess it helps if you wear uniforms, which uniforms are amazing. I mean, yes, you have no personality and you can't be creative with what you're wearing. If you cherish sleep, oh my god, they are amazing because you get up, you don't even have to think of what you're gonna wear, you're just gonna put it on and go. But as for the tutorial, I wanted to keep it really simple and be really honest, and this is what you can get done in the morning. It's really quick, it's really simple, it's all drugstore products, so it's gonna be very inexpensive. I will go ahead and list every time I use a product how much it is, but I wanna show you guys that you guys can get products from the drugstore that are just as good, especially if you're on a high school budget, you don't really do makeup. These are perfect, like double duty, or just even something cheap. This way, if it breaks or it gets ruined or whatever, it's not gonna break your bank and you didn't like save all the money you made on your summer jobs with buying products that like are really expensive. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this tutorial. I will definitely do a college version or a more, you know, glamour fashion back to school look. So if you definitely want to see that, let me know as well. So go ahead and keep watching if you want to see this look. Bye guys. Okay guys, so first I'm going to start out with my face just because that's what I used to do in high school all the time. And I started out with my Garnier BB cream and my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is in 10 Light and this one is in the shade Medium Deep. So in high school, I was really lazy. Like I said, I went to an all-girls school, so I mean, if you wore makeup, it was like a thing. So basically, I didn't want to use anything crazy. I didn't even use too much makeup because half the time I had to go to volleyball practice after school anyway, so I didn't want like a cake face and then have to go like wash it off or sweat it off at practice. So I just want to stick with something simple. I don't remember exactly what I used in high school, but I know it was a very like light coverage foundation if I used a foundation. I would suggest probably a BB cream just because it has SPF if you're going to be outside all day, and it's really simple, not like heavy or anything like that. And then I didn't do any highlighting and contouring obviously back then, so I'm just using this Maybelline Fit Me concealer just to go ahead and brighten the under eyes, because if you're like me and played sports and had AP classes and extracurriculars, you pulled all-nighters all the time and probably had dark circles or bags because, you know, that's just what you do. You just do work all day. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Rimmel Stay Matte just to kind of set that under eye area. This is just the setting brush from Real Techniques. So now that we have done that, I'm going to go ahead and do a bronzer. I just want to do something simple just to give a little color to your face. No contouring, nothing crazy, just because I feel with foundation you get a very, especially like matte, you just get a very flat canvas, and this will just bring a little bit of dimension and a little bit of color to your face, especially if you're in the winter months and there's no sun and you lost your tan, just to give a little bit of color. Keep that summer glow going. I'm just using this BH Cosmetics fluffy brush that I have. looking at my mirror that's down there. And just giving a little bit of color. And then I don't know if I told you guys, this is the Rimmel Natural Bronze in 021 Sunlight. This was in my favorites video. It is still a favorite. I wear it all the time. And it looks pretty good. I'm not sure how it is on camera, but it's pretty light in person, which is what I want to keep with it. I'm not sure with this lighting situation going on. I chose this one from NYX Cosmetics as a blush. This is an illuminator and bronzer baked blush, and this is in the color Chiffon. And I really like this one. It has a little bit of a shimmer. I feel like you don't need a highlighter, but I still use bronzer anyways, but it's a nice little wash of color, especially if you're in high school and you're kind of lazy or don't really want a ton of color. You just want something very natural looking. I love this one. In high school, I love to use double duty products. This makes it cheaper for me, and especially if I'm in a hurry and needing to run out the door, this is perfect. And if you need touch-ups, you don't have to bring 20 things with you, you just bring one. So this is the palette that I'm going to be using today. It is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells, and those are the colors right there. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. And this brow bone color is actually perfect for a highlight, so I'm going to touch that setting brush in there. Just put a little tiny highlight. Okay, so now that we're done with the face, I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys in closer and we'll work on the eyes. So we're going to go ahead and do eyeshadow. I've already prepped my eyes a little bit with some concealer just to go ahead and double duty that one as well. And now I am taking my Wet n Wild palette. This is Walking on Eggshells, the same brow color I used for the highlight. And I really like to use the eyelid color on my finger just because I feel like it packs on the color really well. This is gorgeous kind of pinkish rosy tone. And I choose this one as my natural everyday makeup right now just because it's stunning and it's cheap and easy. And especially if you're in high school and you're on a budget, this is and then I'm going to go ahead and use my e.l.f. What is this? My e.l.f. blending eye brush. This is like the $1 or $2 brush that you get at Target. I'm going to go ahead and put that in that crease color right there. And we're just going to go ahead and buff that in the crease. I really love this palette because it's very simple, it's very natural, especially if you're just getting into makeup. It's nothing too crazy, it's very everyone friendly. Super blendable, buildable, you can do it darker if you want to. I just like to keep it very natural, and then I'm just using this brow bone color right there on the top. And we'll go ahead and put it a little bit in the corners so you look awake and fresh, because I did not all the time. My worst class was my first period, and I had volleyball practice till 9 and was doing homework till God knows when, and I'd have to get up early, and I was dead in class. In a class full of 8, mind you, I went to a small school, so if you didn't know the answer in a class full of 8, you couldn't just hide in the background. You were very obvious. You were not paying attention. Okay, so for eyebrows, I wanted to keep this all very drugstore. I wanted to keep it all drugstore products. So this is a L'Oreal Quad, and this is called Rose Fields, and this is it. It is very loved. One of my few palettes that actually I've hit pan on. So I'm going to use this color right here, number 4. But I'm going to go ahead and use that on an angled brush. This one's just from BH Cosmetics. I got like the 36 pack of brushes and they're awesome. And I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in any sparse areas. I mean, currently I would probably use a brow width, but this is really trying to stick to the all drugstore. I think it matches my brows okay. It's not amazing for my brows, but that's the beauty of it. You find a color that works for you. So double duty again. This is an eyeshadow quad and we're using it for our brows. I would use the Wet n Wild one, but it's got a little bit of a shimmer. It's not quite matte, so I'm not really wanting some shiny brows. So I'm using this one, but definitely if you have a palette that you love that has a matte brown shadow in it that matches your brows, go for it, girl. Do your thing. So brows are done. Hopefully I fast forwarded through that for you so you don't have to sit there. And I'm gonna go ahead and set them with my NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. I didn't really do brows in high school, to be honest. I think I kind of jumped on the bandwagon a little bit late, and like I said, I just didn't have time in the morning. I literally would sleep in until we had like 5 minutes to go because I wore a uniform, so what was the point? I didn't have to get up, I didn't have to pick my clothes, everything. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will set my brows for you guys. Just for you guys, so they're not crazy. And I really like this one. It's cheap, it's awesome. Good for if you need an affordable eyebrow tamer. Okay, so now on to eyelashes. I just curled mine and I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black, which is my Holy Grail Drugstore mascara. And I didn't do liner for this look because most likely if you're in a hurry, you don't have time for liner, especially if you are in high school and you're still figuring out makeup. You probably were like me, where if you started and you screwed it up, you like kept going and going and then you had like the thickest line ever. So just to avoid that, unless you are super skilled and like amazing at liner, then go for it, girl, and add your liner. But if you're like me, I would skip it in the morning just so that if you screw it up, you don't have to start all over again, or go with like the 50s pinup giant winged liner. Unless you know that's what you want, then you know, go for it. So we're gonna go ahead and add a few coats of this. Get some off the edge. And then the way I put on mascara is I always coat them all the way through first. Usually kind of go across and coat them all. And then I'll go back and start really close to the root and do the zigzag and the little shimmy to give it volume, but I always coat them all across. I kind of go back and forth and do a little bit of both. I'll do the all across and then the shimmy and then go back and go all across just to prevent any clumping. But I want to make sure that I am bringing it root to tip and not just focusing on the roots. And don't forget your lower lashes. And don't worry if you're in a hurry and you get some dots on your under eye. You just finish your makeup, let it dry, and then go back with a Q-tip and a little bit of makeup remover or water and just kind of touch it up on the bottom. But not to worry, you're in a hurry. Did you like that? I rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. All right, and then one final thing for the eyes, because we're sleepy, we're tired, we're up all night talking to boys on the phone, or girls, you know, whatever, and really tired, and we already took care of the under eyes, so we're just going to use my Rimmel London Scandaleyes in Nude and just put that in the waterline to just even more look awake and brighten the eye area. Feel free to use black if you'd like, but I just like fresh looks that make you look awake so your teachers don't think you did your paper at the last minute and that you got it done days ago. So, which is what happened to me all the time. So for lips, I'm going to keep it really simple and I'm just going to use a NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the color Eclair. Alright guys, so this is the final look, the very, very quick and easy, very simple, all drugstore, back to school, high school edition makeup tutorial. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't a subscriber already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.